Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It's your girl, Nikki, and you are tuned in to For Grown Women Only, where I'm your host. And on this show, we talk about love, life lessons, and leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. So, yes, honey, I'm looking woof like a lion. I'm telling you, this heat is doing a number on this wig, honey. But you know what? It's all good because I am here this morning to start talking about misogyny. I really want to start talking about this because it is such a timely discussion. Misogyny shows up in so many ways, and misogyny is simply the disdain or dislike or hate or contempt for women. That's all it is. And believe it or not, this segment of men is growing. And as a woman who is looking to level up her lifestyle, to be engaged with men who may be trying to marry or find a significant partner, it is very, very, very important that you know what to look out for and you know how to protect yourself because misogyny will kind of creep up on you. And once the misogyny has been played, it will start making you think that you're the crazy one when that can be the furthest thing from the truth. You're not the crazy one. But because the game has been played so well, that's how you feel. So we're going to talk about that because I want to protect you ladies. I want to make sure that I'm giving you as much information as I can so that when you're out in the world, you understand how it works and it operates and you don't attach yourself to a man who does not have your best interest at heart. So I'm going to talk about misogyny in about 4 ways. I'm going to talk about what a misogynistic partner does, the type of characteristics he may possess. I'm going to talk about some of the traits or some of the weapons that he uses against you. I'm going to talk about how it shows up in relationships. And then I'm going to talk about how to protect yourself. So it's going to be a 4-part series, and they're going to be short and sweet, but I want you to get your pens and paper out. I want you to really understand how this operates and works because, ladies, a lot of times misogyny comes attached with something else, right? It could be a man who's misogynistic and sexist. It could be a man who's misogynistic and racist, or it could be a man who is misogynistic, sexist, and racist. Or let's add another one. Sometimes a man can be narcissistic. And if you tend to be codependent, you are the most susceptible because it kind of creeps up on you. And before you know it, you're in this relationship and you don't even know how you've gotten there. So the first thing I want to talk about, I got my little notes here, so I'm looking down, pardon me. I want to talk about the characteristics of a misogynistic partner, right? So being a woman who is seeing this on television, I can talk about it in the political arena, and then I'll talk about it when it comes to Meg Thee Stallion, relationship wise. So if you guys have been listening, excuse me, if you guys have been listening to Donald Trump, the first thing he keeps saying is that she is angry, that she has no respect for authority, that she is aggressive, that she is out of line, she's too ambitious, right? And all these things reek of misogyny, racism, and sexism. If you think about how men and women are compared, it is definitely something that you need to keep hold of, keep in the back of your mind. Whenever you come against or come up against men who think this way, it is dangerous. And a lot of times these men will do whatever it takes to undermine you because they believe a woman should stay in a certain place, that she should be seen and not heard, that she's not smart enough or capable enough to do what a man is doing. And a lot of times those behaviors are rooted in fear and men who obsess about power, right? Because women hold people to a certain level of accountability. And a lot of times for men, this can be very uncomfortable. So the way that you attack a woman is what? You attack her character. Think about it. You attack her character. I remember when Sarah Palin, I believe, was running, they were talking about her looks and whether she was sexable or not. Like just totally degrading. And in misogyny, a man will do whatever he can to make sure that he belittles you as much as possible by attacking your character so he can have his way with you. Now let's talk about Meg and Tory Lanez because Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez is a great example of misogyny in a relationship. So oftentimes when a man is getting to know you, he may be, let's see, secretly jealous, but admiring you at the same time. He's like, oh, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she's talented. You tick all his sexual market value boxes. Being with her raises my sexual market value. I'll be looked at a certain way. She carries her own weight. Because let's be honest, Meg Thee Stallion is way bigger than Tory Lanez, way bigger. And her career has taken off, right? So I am sure he felt some kind of way. And this is how you know a man is misogynistic. First of all, he's manipulative. Second, he's confusing. Third, he's aggressive. Fourth, he demoralizes women. That's an important one. Number 5, there's tons of blame shifting. Number 6, he is controlling. Number 7, he is threatening. But number 8, he is charming. And if you think about all of these things, as a woman, if your partner is distributing these behaviors, it is throwing you off balance. It is throwing you off kilter. And if you are a woman like me who is a person who reflects inside, you'll think you're doing something to cause these things. So manipulative. Let's start with that one. A man who will lie, cheat, steal, and do whatever he needs to do by you to get whatever he wants. Manipulative. He'll tell you one thing and do something else. Or he'll say that he's not doing the very thing that he's doing and make you think that you're crazy. Confusing. One day he's happy, one day he's sad. One day he's up, one day he's down. And in 1 minute he's nice, the next minute he's throwing you off the handle or he's flying off the handle. These types of behaviors are confusing. Aggression. Very aggressive. When it comes to men, this is how you know a man is in control of his emotions. Because the only time he gets aggressive is if force by another man is being exerted over him or exerted over his family or his woman. Now, when a man is aggressive, and I'm talking about verbally abusive, I'm talking about physically abusive, maybe both, mentally abusive, financially abusive, all these things are signs of aggression. Ladies, that is also a sign of misogyny. Demoralizing of women. And I think a lot of times when we are in relationships, we think that men aren't doing this to us. So let me give you an example. So say he had an ex-girlfriend and he talks terrible about his ex-girlfriend. But he says, I'm so glad you're not like Lisa because Lisa was so disrespectful. I'm so glad you're not like Lisa because Lisa dressed like a whore. Or I'm so glad you're not like Lisa because Lisa was just disrespectful and mistrusting. I'm so glad you're not like Lisa because Lisa was crazy. Whenever a man starts talking about another woman to you, but putting you on a pedestal, watch that. Because anytime a man feels comfortable talking negatively about a woman, he'll do the very same thing and do the same thing to you. The next thing, blame shifting. So if you try to hold your partner accountable for something, let's talk about something simple that men do. Okay, leave their socks on the floor. So say you say to your dude, like, yo, like you're always leaving your socks on the floor. Can you at least put them in the hamper, right? He'll shift that blame on you and say, but you walked past them, you couldn't pick them up. Or I always leave my socks there. You can't put them in the hamper for me. Or I work 12 hours a day. You mean to tell me you sit home all day and you can't put my socks in the hamper? Blame shifting. Whenever you see that type of behavior, be mindful. The next one, controlling. Wants to know where you're going, wants to know who you're talking to, wants to know what time you'll be back. And let me tell you another form of control that I had to realize is really on the rise. A lot of us have FaceTime, or we can talk to each other using video chat. I had a dude who would always video chat me. Like, he never just regularly called me on the phone. He would video chat me all the time. And he'd be like, what are you doing? Where are you at? Turn the camera around, let me see. That is a form of control. And it is very prevalent when a man wants to keep tabs on you. Now, let's be honest. Sometimes video chat is appropriate. Sometimes a phone call is appropriate. Sometimes I'm not accessible by either, Being a wedding planner, I can't walk around with my phone all day talking to someone. Being a wedding planner, I can't talk to you on the phone all day. Sometimes I'm not going to answer your call. I have a life as well. So whenever a man is trying to be very controlling about who you're talking to, where you're going, what you're doing, who you're seeing, and typically about what you're wearing, honey, be very mindful. The next thing, Let's talk about charming. Let's talk about that. Because when we first meet men, they are very charming. They have pegged you, and they are turning on all the charm so that you have a false perception of who they are. And when they start exhibiting these behaviors, it throws you off kilter, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on. He used to be this great loving guy. Maybe it's something I'm doing that's allowing him or um, making him turn into someone other than the great loving guy that, I'm used to. This is the guy that I want. Like, where is he? Maybe if I do the right thing, this man will return. Like, listen, honey, it's a facade. And whenever a man is overly charming, flattering, love bombing, be very careful, because I'm going to talk about ways that you can protect yourself from this type of behavior. And one of the great ways a woman can protect herself is by doing what? Is by slowing it down. All right? So we've talked about some of the characteristics of a misogynistic partner. They are manipulation, confusion, aggression, demoralizing of women, blame shifting, controlling, threatening, and being very charming. So I hope this helps. And if you guys need anything additional, let me know. It is forgrownwomenonly@gmail.com. You guys have an awesome day. Bye.